So when you log into your course, you should see the course homepage here. Now, if you're not seeing the stuff down here to the left side of the page under My Lab Math, make sure you click the menu, because if you don't, you won't know how to access a lot of the uh, tabs that you need to find your work in. So click that menu button just to make sure you can see all the items down the left side of the page. Over here is your calendar. Above that is your announcements. There's no announcements, but sometimes I do post announcements. But your calendar is important because it kind of tells you, what's coming up. There's other ways to find that, but this is just one way. So you'll see, on the 30th, you've got several assignments due. So you need to get busy immediately. A lot of stuff due in this class and not much time to do it in. Right here is what to work on next, and that can take you right to where you want to go. You can click on any of these links to get to your homework assignments. I also suggest you run the browser check to make sure that you have all the proper plugins and players so you can view everything in the course. The How to Enter Answers tutorial, you can look at, okay, how do I enter the basics? Maybe math symbols just to get familiarized yourself with that, because it's a shame to miss, questions when you're doing them right, but you're just entering them incorrectly. So I suggest take time to do that. Over here on the right side of the page is kind of like your grade. Right now you've done nothing, so you should have no grade. And then there is a submission progress to show what you've completed. So that's your opening page, which you'll come to every time you log in. And you can always access it by going to the course home. Below that is the instructor information. It's got my email address. That's my preferred method of contact. I'm not in the office in the summer, so I didn't put my phone there. Email is the best way to get in touch with me. I check it frequently, and I respond timely. Definitely within 24 hours during the week and even on most weekends, but not always on the weekends. But, most of the time I'm really good on weekends. So just if you email me on Saturday, just know I might not get back to you till Monday. Start here. That's if you're watching the videos, you knew to go there. So you've seen, some of the stuff here about the orientation. Obviously, you've seen the videos. And now let's look at the syllabus. So there's all the, the information up top here with our division, the website, all these links. I checked them, even though with the websites changing, I'm pretty sure they're all working. So in case you want to read the college policies or something like that, you should be able to do that. It's got your course description, all that. The main thing I want to just kind of go over are the policies. It's an online class, so you don't have attendance, but if you go 10 days in a row and not log in, you're probably not going to pass the class anyway, but you will be dropped from the course. That's just the policy we have, so you need to be logging in probably, if not every day, every other day, and doing some work. If you try to put things off till the weekend, you might have trouble. I'm not saying you can't, but it's just not recommended. Monday, July 2nd is the last day that you can do the pretest. If you don't take it by then, you will be dropped from the course. But if you wait till then, you're already behind. So you need to take that today and just get busy on your work. Calculators. Here's the calculator that you can use. Especially when you go take the final, they're going to check those. So, you cannot use a graphing calculator when you go to the proctoring center. So make sure you do have a basic calculator. Email, check it regularly. I email stuff out. It's the only way we can communicate in an online class. So please check your email. If you haven't set it up yet, here's the instructions. Email, again, is the best way to contact me. Let's look at the class structure. Online classes, you've got to be self-motivated. You've got to structure yourself. So, procrastination is a bad, bad disease. We all have it. try not to do it this summer. 6 weeks goes fast. So we've got a guided schedule, and you'll see, how many topics are due and time frames. So don't wait till the last day. You probably should be working about 12 to 18 hours a week in the summer on this course. Keep up with your deadlines. If you do miss a deadline on a quiz or a test, I allow one extension, except for the final exam. So communicate with me. Let me know what's going on. You can read this other stuff. There's homework assignments, and I'm going to go through all that here shortly. You've got quizzes. Quizzes, you can take it more than once, but once you start it, you got to finish it. So they're timed. So make sure you're ready to take it. Exams, you've got a midterm and a final. The midterm is taken at your leisure, at your place. The final must be proctored. And again, you must pass the final with a 60 or higher to be eligible to pass the class. That's just the way it is. That's a policy we have. There's nothing I can do about that. So make sure, and I'll talk about how to schedule these proctor appointments, and you should be doing that at least 1 week before. All right, late work, it does happen, but again, there's let me know about if you need an extension, and I'll work with you on that. Homework, if you turn it past the due date, it's subject to a 10% penalty. Your final exam cannot be taken after the deadline because that's the last day of class. My grades are due the next day, so there's nothing I can do about that. So here's a breakdown of your grade, all the points possible. If you do need to withdraw, you can, click this link, and depending on what campus you are, what college you're in, they all have their own policies. You can withdraw from the class using those. If you have any accommodations, make sure you contact the support services at your local campus. And here's the outline. So, this is what you should print off and keep handy so you know when your due dates are. You see, we got a bunch of stuff due on the 30th, right after that, July 5th, the 9th, 14th, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's your syllabus. Here's your orientation materials. You want to read through some of this stuff. There's some good information here. Facts and myths about online courses, how to be successful, things like that. So, I think they're good. Here's your proctoring stuff. So when you're getting ready to think about where you're going to proctor, come to the proctoring FAQ section. So you know where to go, what your options are. I've got links to BCTC Proctoring Center. I've got a link to the other proctored test sites at the other 15 colleges. And if you want to take your final exam at home, you can use ProctorU, but you got to pay for that. So, read through all this stuff so you're very familiar with what you're supposed to be doing. Your tutoring information, there are links to tutoring at BCTC. BrainFuse is an online tutoring that KCTCS offers, so I have linked to that through Blackboard. And don't forget there's the Ask My Instructor button, which is located in your homework, which I will show you when we look at the homework assignments. All right, so as you're getting ready to get through your work, you're going to go through the first batch of assignments that lead up to the midterm. So you've got chapters 1, 2, 4, and 5. The way this works is you've got notes for each chapter. You can access those notes. You can go right to the homework section. Okay. I suggest maybe, you get the notes out. They're pretty helpful. But if not, you can try the homework, and then if you need to backtrack, you can backtrack. But that's all your assignments. Now, what's one good thing about this course, and I'm not taking credit for it because I didn't create this course, is you've got examples for about everything. And with explanations on how to do them, which is pretty impressive to me. So, for example, if you don't understand how to do intercepts, you click here, and then you've got a written explanation on how to find these things. So, there is so much help in this course that you should feel fortunate because a lot of people don't put up this much help. And like I said, I didn't do it. So whoever did this put a lot of time in. So take advantage of it. But you'll have that for all that. And then you'll see once you complete those chapters 1 to 5, you've got your midterm. So we got a pre-quiz, practice test, and then take the midterm. Okay, it is timed, but you can take the practice test as much as you want, and it's usually very similar to the exam. So I would definitely make sure you take that. Then after you do that, you've got the other 3 chapters we do, and oftentimes these are the hardest of the class because that's a lot of stuff, factoring, things like that. But it's the same setup. You got your assignments, and then you've got the help section, and there's lots of help. So take advantage of it. All right, your grade book. If you want to view your grades. Right now, nothing's been done, but you can show the calculation. Everything's been submitted. When you do get ready for the final exam, it's kind of set up like the midterm. I've got the links here as well. And don't forget about the proctoring FAQs that were back here in the Start Here section. So make sure you take advantage of that. If you do need to withdraw, there's links for BCTC and links for other schools that we saw in the other section. If you need help and support, you've got your textbook. You've got the multimedia library, which means that you can choose a chapter, a section, and then you can determine if you want some video lectures, the book, maybe PowerPoints, and you can see what's available to you. So you can select all, click on Find Now, and then it's going to show you everything that's available for that section. So use this to your advantage as well. I mean, there's a lot of help out there. If you get stuck on something, know where you can get help. And don't forget, you can always email me. I'll do the best I can over email. Sometimes I will send out a video to you if you got a question, or I may do a sheet of paper and work it out for you and then send it to you that way. So there's lots of ways that we can definitely help out. But what the main thing is that you get busy and stay busy. If you put stuff off, you're going to fall behind, and this course can be very, very intimidating with the amount of work there is and the time frame we're talking about. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward as how this is set up. The material's not always straightforward, but it's not impossible. You just got to work at it. And again, if you got any questions, let me know. So I wanted to show you one thing. As you go into these assignments, you'll see that there are videos that are within the chapter themselves. And if these are not highlighted in blue, that means you have to watch the video before you can access the questions. So I'm going to look at one of these questions here that are not highlighted by the video, or not required to watch the video. And just to show you, here's your question help. So you can do go to the textbook or ask my instructor. Now, that's for this question. Other times, depending upon the question, you can click on the Help Me Solve This or View an Example. So the Help Me Solve This will walk you through the steps on how to get the answer, but then you're going to have to work a separate problem to get credit for the homework. Or you can view an example that gives you something similar to that, and it'll take you through the steps as well to kind of lead you to how to work it. Okay, so those are some really good tools. So know what's available to you. But if you do see, like I said, where you can't access the questions, then you've got to watch the video. And then you see, once you click on that video, the questions are now open. Okay. So that's kind of some stuff in the homework. But again, you got to put the time in. There's no magic pill, no magic potion. You got to do the work, spend the time, do your own work. Don't use online apps to get the answers to the homework questions and then not really try to figure out how to do it, because when you get to that final, you're not going to be successful. So online apps are fine, but you should be using them as a learning tool, not just as a get the answer tool. So that's all I got to say about that. But so hopefully you'll take my advice. All right, so that's it. So good luck, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.